So Cathy Engelbert did one of her press conferences right before the WNBA finals. You know, journalists were there to ask about the comments made by Nafisa Collier. And we're going to be reacting to what Engelbert had to say. So let me go ahead and play the clip here and we'll get right into this.
Now, following those remarks from Nafisa Collier, we saw a bit of a PR tepid statement from the league. Just moments ago, Cathy Engelbert took the podium here at Michelob Ultra Arena to address those comments and had an exchange with our Malika Andrews about Fee's comments specifically. Listen up.
I just wanted to get some clarity on some of the specifics that Nafisa Collier said about your conversation that you had that was previously private. Did you in fact say that, quote, players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the rights deal that I got them?
There's a lot of inaccuracy out there through social media and all this reporting. And so I think what's most helpful is to focus on, I have been in touch with Nafisa. We've exchanged texts. We're talking next week. So I think obviously a lot of reporting, a lot of inaccuracy about what I said or what I didn't say. And I will tell you, I highly respect the players. There's a lot of emotion and passion going on right now because we're in collective bargaining. We're in the WNBA finals. And so I'll leave it there. I mean, I'm just obviously disheartened. You know, I'm a human too. I have a family. I have 2 kids who are devastated by these comments. And so all I'll say is just, you know, it's obviously been a tough week.
First off, Malika Andrews was simply asking for a yes or no question. Did I miss that, guys? I'm pretty sure she just wanted you to say, yes, I did say they should be on their knees begging, or no. But you went on a complete tangent. You're dodging these questions like dodgeballs, like, oh, I got to dodge to my left or dodge to my right. The thing is, just answer the question, defend yourself. Nafisa Collier has these accusations against you, and you still are not standing up for yourself as the commissioner of the WNBA. Just say no, because you should. Wouldn't you want to stand up and say, yeah, that wasn't right? And the thing is, that's not true whatsoever. No, you go on this long tangent about where there's a lot of reports out there that aren't true when you should be addressing the person who said it, which is Nafisa Collier, and then your kids are upset about it. So why not also stand up for your family? Like, I don't get what she's doing here. And then the last thing is she's trying to victimize herself, saying, oh, it hurt me. I have a family. I have kids. They're crushed by this situation and the things Nafisa said, but you're just dancing around everything. You're not giving anybody confidence in your leadership. You're not telling the players that it wasn't true and I'm going to make sure I fight for my reputation. You didn't do any of that. It makes us question you even more. That was a pretty bold thing for Collier to say about you. And you're not responding to anything she's saying in those comments. She said it publicly. She said respond publicly. That's all we want. But no, Cathy's just dancing around the questions and just giving answers that don't even make much sense.
But I did want to follow up though and ask, I think that the growing sentiment around the league, right, is that players, they feel that the right leadership isn't in place right now in the league office. So do you feel that you're still the right voice and expect to continue to be commissioner beyond this CBA?
I certainly, that's another inaccurate statement out there that everybody reads and takes clickbait on.
Same response, inaccurate statement, this and that, this and that. Cathy, just say, I'm going to get the job done. You're not reassuring yourself here, and you're not giving yourself the opportunity to move forward. You seem like, hey, what Nafisa said was actually true, that everything you guys had in private conversations was actually all accurate. You can dance around this all day long, but it doesn't make you look good. Just simply give the players confidence that, look, I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to get together the players. We're going to figure out how we're going to agree to a new CBA. Simple. Keep it very concise and just stand up for yourself. If David Stern was being accused of things, this man would go to the ends of the earth and make sure everybody understands what that player is saying about me is flat out wrong. But you're not doing any of that. It's like the players can just stomp on you. You just, oh, I'll take it, whatever. Say what you want about me. It's okay. No big deal. You're not helping yourself here. I just don't know why Cathy can't just simply have a backbone. You know what I'm saying? You run the league. Showcase your strength and your leadership and keep it pushing. but she just dancing around everything.
Obviously, I've never been a quitter. I'm entering my 40th year, actually, this month in business. Never been a quitter, never shied away from tough situations. I think leadership, the cream always rises to the top. And I've always been someone who believes in the fact that if there's things we need to fix, we're going to fix them. If there are things the players have a perspective on that they don't like that we're doing.
But what are you going to fix? Tell us. What are your plans? You're just saying a bunch of nothing. The players are telling you there is an issue with how games are officiated. Address it in these questions. You are just trying to tiptoe the line and dodge all these questions and not have the tough conversations. Just embrace it. Show your leadership here. Right now, the players don't feel confident in you anymore. It's just getting worse and worse for Cathy.
Or I'm doing, we'll fix them.
All right, so that is her response to our Malika Andrews. We did not show the sound there that Nafisa originally claimed, that she also specifically called out Caitlin Clark, saying she wouldn't be making $16 million a year off the court. It wasn't for them and she should be lucky. Again, she denies a lot of these things, somewhat. What's your reaction from what you heard from the commission?
Well, we came on camera and I was still writing because I was very interested in what Cathy had to say. But a couple of things stood out to me. When you were asked a question, you should probably answer that question.
Right.
And when Malika asked, did you say, and then quoted Cathy didn't say, no, I didn't say that. Right. And I think that should be the first thing. If you didn't say that, you should say that you didn't say that.
When somebody accuses you of something, don't dance around the question. It's yes or no. If you're going to dodge it, you look like a liar. You look like somebody who actually committed these acts. And whether you try to make that impression or not, that's what the audience is thinking about you. That's what the players are thinking about you, the coaches as well. You don't come across as somebody who's confident in themselves, who is somebody that can lead the next phase of the WNBA. It's just like, come on, just stand up for yourself and the truth will come out. People are going to either side with Cathy Engelbert or Nafisa Collier. But right now, everyone's like, I'm going to side with Fee because you don't want to do anything about what she said here. And now it gives players permission to throw you under the bus even more because they're like, okay, we'll just have open season on Cathy Engelbert because she's not going to defend herself and we're going to look better in the end. It's just ridiculous.
And she said instead, there have been a lot of inaccurate statements, right? So now I just have questions. I have more questions because if you said it or you didn't say it, what is the answer? It's a yes or no question. And then same thing when she asked, do you think you're the right fit to continue this leadership? I think the first answer should be yes.
Right.
Right. So I'm just not feeling, I'm not feeling confidence. What word did you use? Tepid?
Yeah, tepid.
That word
response.
earlier?
I would also say reassurance. You got to reassure your players that, yes, we're at a standstill with the CBA, and I have to figure out how we're going to come together so we can have a season. Put that in the expectation. Say, I'm going to do everything under my power to make sure we can come to an agreement so we don't miss out on next season because we can't afford a lockout. Speak as a leader. Don't dance around things and say, oh, yeah, well, it's inaccuracies, yada, yada, yada. You're not helping yourself, Cathy. It's not looking good whatsoever.
I'm just not feeling the confidence in those answers.
So you talked about how you're writing things down. She said never shied away from tough situations. But unfortunately, the reality is she shied away from tough conversations, which is a negotiation. In order to have a negotiation, you have to have conversations. And I think it's apparent, abundantly clear, that there has been a great divide between the players and our commissioner or the league office in order to have productive conversations. And now Nafisa's statement that she made in her exit interview is accountability. WNBA players never want to throw out all the smoke. They don't. They only do it when necessary. They're always strategic. They're always calculated. You talk about the t-shirts they wore at All-Star. That was a collective decision. These are members of the executive committee of the WNBPA making these statements. And obviously, they understand the magnitude of the moment. We're here at a WNBA Finals in an unprecedented year. These players are going to stand on business on the court, but most importantly, they're going to do what the W has always done. They're going to stand on business off the court and fight for what they believe they deserve. And I want people to understand, because oftentimes we mention CBA or we talk to the WNBA, we always compare it to the NBA. Well, the truth is, I said this before, comparison is a thief of joy. You think of revenue share and you're like, oh, they want the same. They want equal. No, they just want a fair share. They want to outpace inflation. They want to grow as the business grows. That is where things are at right now. So these women are smart. They've done the numbers, they run the numbers. I know this because I was previously on the executive committee, and everyone is playing their role to get to a point where they avoid a lockout, they keep this product on the floor. But in order to do that, you have to have conversations, and now it feels like it's been wasted time, and that's on Cathy, unfortunately.
And the only
And the thing is this, I don't think you should have worn the pay us what you owe us, because the NBA and investors do help keep the WNBA afloat, and they haven't made a profit. So until they can showcase the ability to not rely on these outside sources, the negotiations of we want to increase our price, I get it because they work really hard. However, you're not bringing in a lot of revenue. It's just unfortunate. Like the ticket prices right now for a WNBA game I saw today is like $35. That's crazy. You don't see that in professional sports. But it goes to show you that the demand of this product from outside of Caitlin Clark doesn't exist right now. So if you're the players, talk about operational costs, discuss the referees, because that's being totally ignored. If you can't improve the product on the court, guess who's not watching? The fans. So if your fans aren't watching, because that's the people you need to keep interested, then the league doesn't grow. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to what Cathy Engelbert had to say in response to Nafisa Collier. Do you agree or disagree with Cathy? Love to hear your thoughts about what Chiney and Andraya had to say about the situation. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next video.